Hello everyone and welcome back to APWC. With a great year for cinema, it's time to give out the worst films of 2025. Now we all know how humanly impossible it is to watch all the films released this year, as some of them had delayed OTT or digital release, some clashed with the biggies, some of them didn't have any buzz, and some were just not worth my time. There are also films जिनके बारे में बात करना थोड़ा dangerous हो सकता है. Still, I guarantee you that most of these films will be a part of the top 10 or the honorable mentions. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
Ready.
On number 10, we have Ek Diwani Ki Diwaniyat. If you have watched this film, then you know exactly why it has been placed here. The storyline is just absurd. I mean, one look at the plot and you are left wondering, साला ये लिख कौन रहा है?
जो कोई मेरी जिंदगी के इस रावण को विक्रमादित्य भोसले को जान से मारेगा, मैं आधा उसके साथ एक रात गुजारूंगी.
Surprisingly, this movie made some crazy numbers, and that's why I have placed it on number 10. Whatever the film turned out to be, Harshvardhan Rane genuinely deserves the success. He's been part of some really good projects in the past without getting his due. So I'm honestly happy for him. But the film is just not up to the mark. On number 9, we have Hurry Up Tomorrow. I have been a fan of The Weeknd's music for a long time and he's arguably one of my favorite artists. But as an actor, well, let's just say that the transition isn't as smooth as his falsetto.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I have to go right now. I'm getting calls. I have to catch a flight.
This film is bad and I really can't deny that. Some films honestly feel like they should have just stayed as a 4 to 5 minute music video. And this is one of them. Tron Ares is another example where a few visually stunning music videos would have been a better option than stretching it into a film that barely reaches the quality of its predecessor. On number 8, we have Snow White. Live-action adaptations of Disney films have clearly lost their touch. With such a brilliant catalogue of animated classics, it genuinely feels unnecessary to keep remaking them. I've realized lately that even nostalgia has a limitation. That being said, Snow White suffered from something more fundamental. The cast dynamics just didn't work out, and outside the film it was way worse to see what was happening. If you know, you know. On number 7, we have Daku Maharaj. This year kicked off with something very crazy. Balayya showing us that dancing can actually be interesting if you know how to hit the right spot.
मस्त जोक मारा रे ये हंस रे हलकट हंस.
The story was pretty generic. There wasn't anything new, and the numbers it made were a reason for me to watch this film. Well, there were a few other reasons too, and you already know what those are. The film does have a great score, not gonna lie, but I still had a tough time sitting through it. And I haven't even watched Akhanda 2 yet, but somehow I already know exactly how it will be. Maybe some of y'all might not agree with me, so in the end, all I gotta say is Jai Balayya. On number 6, we have Baghi 4. What is the reason behind having a fourth part of this franchise? I mean, it doesn't make any sense on paper. Movie में हो क्या रहा था साला ये समझ ही नहीं आया. And what was with the action and gore? This might be the first time where I questioned the unnecessary gore. I know some might not agree with me, but Baghi or Baghi 2 अच्छे थे. They had a decent screenplay, good action, and moreover even the songs in those films were good. उसके बाद Baghi 3 और 4 में क्या हुआ is something I'm unable to comprehend. It's the same old archaic story, loosely ripped off from a South film, combined with bad acting and stretched till it completely loses its impact.
कोई हमको अस्पताल पहुंचा दो भैया.
On number 5, we have Game Changer. It feels bad to see a legendary filmmaker who once revolutionized Indian cinema making films that feel completely out of place in 2025. In this film, Ram Charan plays a district collector, ASP, IAS, IPS, Chief Electoral Officer, Chief Minister, and the founder of a political party. At this point, it feels less like character development and more like a LinkedIn profile on steroids.
I'm unpredictable.
Looks like Johnny Sins finally has some serious competition.
Yeah, boy.
The camera work was so unstable that no frame seemed to last more than 5-6 seconds. That rotating camera shot was the highlight. ऐसा लग रहा था कैमरा चालू रख के चाय पीने चले गए थे. And the dialogues, they weren't just bad. They felt like they were written by kids who had just discovered the caps lock key and morals and slogans. Also with an array of songs that come from nowhere, you start questioning ये क्या हो रहा है? इतने गाने कहाँ से आ गए?
क्यों हिला डाला ना?
On number 4, we have Sikandar. Another year, another Bhaijan film making its way onto this list. I mean, some things in life are just inevitable. Salman Bhai and his sleepwalking acting streak continues. And the rest of the cast seems to have collectively decided, चलो हम भी भाईजान को कॉपी कर लेते हैं. हिट तो हो जाएगी फिल्म. पर अफसोस ऐसा नहीं हुआ. More than the film itself, it was interesting to watch the Salman Bhai versus Atlee discourse. If you know, you know. Bhai gave bangers back in the day, and I used to be such a big fan of him. Now I am just disappointed. In the end, all I gotta say is, पुराने वाले भाईजान वापस आ जाओ. On number 3, we have Thug Life. This was supposed to be the revolutionary film of this year, with two legends of Indian cinema, Kamal Haasan and Mani Ratnam, coming together after decades. But we all know how that turned out. Expectations were sky high, but the film could not live up to it. What was happening in this film was beyond my comprehension abilities. The addition of Trisha's character was especially infuriating. It felt unnecessary and poorly integrated into the story. The songs were pretty mid, nothing too fancy or memorable. The worst part is that the film had an incredibly talented cast, but the weak storyline left very little space for any of them to shine. On number 2, we have War 2. If you want to know the recipe to ruin a decent cinematic universe which had an amazing prequel, then War 2 is your answer. I genuinely can't believe how something that started off so strong could end up being this underwhelming. I was never a hardcore fan of the spy universe, but there were certain elements I liked. War had it all. Good songs, a tight screenplay, stylish action. It felt like a complete package. But War 2 somehow forgets what made the first film work. The songs in this film are painfully forgettable. I mean, just look at War. Those tracks had recall energy and value. The songs here try way too hard to beat the first part. And in that over-enthusiasm, they somehow managed to do the exact opposite.
इतना गलत कैसे हो सकता है भाई?
Before jumping to the number 1 spot, let's take a look at the honorable mentions. On the number 1 spot, we have Masti 4. Well, I'm not going to lie, but the OG Masti was crazy. I have such fond memories of that film, but post that they just made a mockery of this franchise. Grand Masti was pretty decent, Great Grand Masti was forgettable, but Masti 4, let's not talk about that. इस बार गलीज पना के सारे हदें पार हो गई. I honestly don't even know what they were trying to achieve here, but it is bad. I mean, who even approved this script? What were they smoking? And where can I get that stuff? जाने दो यारो, मैं तो चला OG मस्ती देखने. To sanitize my eyes and ears. That's it for this video, guys. Comment on your picks for the top 10 worst films of 2025. And I'll see you in the next one. और हाँ, अगर वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना दोस्तों. Thanks for watching. Bye.